Most people live soft. They talk about potential, but waste their days scrolling, chasing validation, numbing themselves with distraction. They run from discomfort like it's a curse, when in truth, it's the key. They want strength, but avoid the struggle that creates it. They trade clarity for noise, discipline for dopamine, and then wonder why they feel powerless in their own lives. The harsh truth? The strongest version of you will never be born in comfort. It's built in silence, in sacrifice, in the moments where you choose to act, not because it's easy, but because your future demands it. Stoic philosophy reminds us the obstacle is the way, not something to escape, something to face fully, directly, with your entire being. So if you're done being ruled by weakness, if you're ready to reclaim your power, stay locked in, because the journey starts here. Rule 1, stop living like prey. Most people don't even realize they're living like prey. It shows in the little things: apologizing for speaking, shrinking in rooms they should expand in, staying quiet to avoid ruffling feathers. Prey moves carefully through life, trying not to be noticed, trying not to threaten, trying not to take up space. But here's the truth. The world doesn't reward invisibility. It consumes it. When you carry yourself like you're just trying to survive, people sense it. They interrupt you more. They question your value. They test your boundaries. Not because they're cruel, but because uncertainty has a scent. If you don't claim your space, someone else will. You're not meant to crawl through life hoping no one notices you. You're meant to move with presence. Presence isn't loud. Presence isn't dramatic. Presence is grounded, still, rooted, fully there. It's walking into a room not needing to be liked, not needing to explain yourself every 5 seconds, because you already know who you are. Confidence is quiet like that. Not performance, but power, under control. Carl Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, not what people expect, not what keeps others comfortable, who you truly are. Stop pretending to be less than you are. Stop performing humility for approval. Stop treating weakness like a spiritual badge. Move like your presence matters, because it does. Prey survives. But you are here to live. Breathe, lift your head, feel your spine again, move like you belong, because you always have." Rule 2, sharpen cold, focus. Most people don't lose their lives in one big moment. They lose them slowly, quietly, in the spaces between distractions. 100 taps, a dozen pointless conversations, 1,000 drifting thoughts. Not because people are lazy, but because their focus has been stolen. In a world designed to scatter your mind, the ability to truly focus is power. Cold focus isn't forcing yourself to sit still. It's knowing your mission so clearly that nothing else competes. It's choosing purpose over stimulation, direction over noise. Silence isn't emptiness. It's where clarity lives. Every time you choose silence over scrolling, you reclaim a piece of your mind. Every time you guard your attention, instead of handing it to the nearest distraction, you become harder to control. Most people live reacting to notifications instead of living by intention. Cold focus fixes that. It builds discipline, it builds direction, it builds a life that actually means something. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength begins with ruthless focus, cold, clear, unapologetic focus. Guard your mind like treasure, because it is." Rule 3, rule over emotion. Emotions are powerful. They rise without warning, waves, fire, storms, a message stings, and your fingers rush to reply. Fear hits and you hide. Anger sparks, and you say words you can't take back. Every time you let emotion run your actions, you hand over the wheel. Life becomes reaction instead of decision. Emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means acknowledging them without becoming controlled by them. Strength isn't pretending. Strength is choosing. Not every feeling deserves action. Some only need time to pass. The strongest people aren't numb. They're anchored. You'll still feel the anger, but you'll respond with clarity. You'll still feel fear, but you'll prepare instead of run. You'll still feel sadness, but you'll listen instead of drown. Emotions become tools, not chains. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The calmest person in the room isn't passive. They are powerful because they are anchored. Master yourself and everything else changes. Rule 4. Discipline is your weapon. Discipline isn't loud. It doesn't need applause. It's built in dark rooms, in unseen moments, in quiet choices. Everyone is motivated when it's easy, when it's exciting, when everything feels right. Discipline is what remains when it's not. It shows up when you're tired, when it's boring, when no one is watching. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire. Every time you follow through when it's hard, you build trust with yourself. That trust becomes confidence, a quiet force. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Discipline is that freedom. It's 1,000 invisible victories, and those victories change everything. Rule 5. Detach from what drains. Most people don't realize how much weight they're carrying until they finally let go. They aren't exhausted because they're doing too much. They're exhausted because they're holding on to the wrong things. People, habits, memories, beliefs, things that once made sense but now only drain. Detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. You stop letting things own you. You stop staying loyal to what's breaking you. You stop sacrificing your peace to prove your loyalty. Sometimes you outgrow people. Sometimes you outgrow versions of yourself. That isn't selfish, it's necessary. Let go, not with hate, but with honesty. Because peace requires space. Rule 6. Patience is savage. Real patience isn't passive. It's fierce, calculated, controlled. Most people rush because they fear waiting. They jump too soon, speak too soon, trust too soon, and they pay for it. Powerful things take time. Trees, storms, mountains, even greatness. The strongest people don't chase everything that moves. They wait, they watch, they choose. Not because they're weak, but because timing is power. While others waste energy on urgency, you reserve yours for what matters. Patience makes you unpredictable, measured, dangerous in the best way. Aristotle said, "Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet." Play the long game. That's where power lives. Rule 7. Use silence like a blade. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill every gap with noise, opinions, explanations. But the louder the world gets, the more powerful silence becomes. Silence isn't emptiness. Silence is weight. Silence is control. Silence is presence. When you don't rush to respond, people lean in. They listen harder. They feel your composure. Silence gives you space to think, to breathe, to choose. It reveals truth, and it protects your power. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Silence is how you rise above without lowering yourself. Use silence intentionally, not to hide, but to command. Because there is nothing louder than someone who doesn't need to prove anything. This is your reminder. Stop living small. Stop living distracted. Stop living reactive. Claim your space. Guard your focus. Rule your emotions. Build discipline. Detach from what drains you. Practice patience. Master silence. Not for ego, not for applause, for the version of you that refuses to die quietly. Your life is waiting. Now build it.